Okay, we're going to start by looking, and I appreciate you waiting. I'm going to start here by looking at your week 3 handout, talking about what you need to do here, provided my computer behaves. So as I said yesterday, all of your work this week is formative. So that's the 40% part of your grade. Yesterday, we worked on the social speech rough draft. It is okay if you don't have your rough draft done. Personally, I think it would take me 2 class periods to write it. That's why you have a work day Thursday. And also, I've planned the practice really light. So again, if you are not done with your rough draft, you can absolutely finish it today and then do the practice on Thursday. Not a problem. So yesterday, like I said, we did the rough draft. Today, we're going to talk about the practice. So just like last time, you get to choose how you want to practice. Some people like to pick a partner. Some people choose to do it alone and record it. Both are equally good in my eyes as far as points go, right? So just like last time, you practice, the first thing you'll write is either who you practiced with or why you practice alone. Many students have written things like, I prefer practicing alone, or I don't want to find a partner. Either way is good. Then, when you actually practice the speech, you're going to write the same kind of feedback you usually write for practices. The only difference is I cut some of it so that it would have more impact. Less words, more impact. So whether you're practicing with someone else or on your own, you do still need to have this filled out. I have some students who've written next to it, didn't have a partner. Yikes, this is easy points. So if you don't have a partner, film it and watch it. First thing you do, once you filmed it or watched it, or if you're working with someone, they would write this part for you. First, a PV Legs comment. So how are you doing on performing it? Things you could write could be, I would suggest you stand up a little bit straighter for poise, or it would help if you slow down, you're a little fast, or, I really like the intro. It's strong. So your comment doesn't have to be negative. Then make a comment on how well either the other person or yourself use the social speech formula. So to review that, you start by introducing yourself in relation to the event, tell them it's an honor. Then you give background on the event, tell people what we're here to do. In other words, do the writing. Third part, part C, you write how this event relates to humans. In other words, what's the lesson here? And then you conclude with either a toast. So if it's a wedding, I'd like to toast the happy couple. You do not, when you're performing it, have to physically hold up an imaginary glass. I have had kids choose to do that, but it's not required. So that's the formula. You'll write a comment on how they did on that. So if while you're going through it or listening to them, you notice they don't have any famous quotations, that's one of the things you could write. I would suggest you add a quotation from a famous person, right? As per usual, you're going to write the time when you practiced of the social speech. This speech is different, not only in formula, but in time. 1.5 to 3 minutes is just fine. Typically in real life, these are shorter speeches because everybody's eating and they're busy. Okay? And then after you perform, here's the last 2 prompts. Now that, gentlemen, can I keep your focus, please? Thank you. Now that you've practiced your performance, what's one change you'll make from the rough draft to the final draft? And then describe or detail one part that looks good or is going well. So find at least one thing that works well. Do you folks have any questions so far? All right, so that's what I have for you today. If you have not finished that rough draft yet, do so. And as always, if you get stuck, bring it on up. I get paid to help you. I'm more than happy to help. That's what we do. All right, go for it. Use your time.